We all gauge what we see as a great mother through our own prism of life. Every mother faces her own challenges, and in my world, my mother was nothing short of magnificent in her efforts to tackle those challenges. I suspect she was like millions of other moms, but I'd rather think of her as the best. She was a mentor, a guardian, a disciplinarian, and an advocate. Born just after her dad returned from the German trenches of World War I, Mom's rural Tennessee roots anchored her to rocky hills populated by proud, poor people trying to run farms on land that often slanted at 60 degrees. The education she gained in her few years she could attend a one-room schoolhouse was a rich and solid basis for the rest of her life. She met Dad there. They became friends and grew up together, walking barefoot through the craggy fields where they grew corn, raised chickens, and plowed behind mules, scratching a life out of the earth. Both had to drop out of school early to help care for families that needed every daylight hour of work they could muster to survive the Depression. Dad eventually told Mom he would not marry her until after he returned from the battlefields in Europe of World War II. She cringed when they got word he was being brought back as one of the wounded from the Battle of the Bulge, but at the same time she was thrilled he was coming home alive. She may have been his lesser in a world that held wives as subservient to husbands, but she was as independent and spirited as an eagle. Her character was tender and pervasive, but as stoic as a Colorado mountain. Her love for her family was punctuated by the sweat on her brow as she weeded the garden with a hoe to grow vegetables to feed our family, by the tears she shed and hugs given all of us when we were hurt or sick, and with the blood on her fingers that came from needle pricks as she made our clothes and sewed patches onto them to make them last longer. Mom knew how to balance the family's checkbook, render lard from hogs we slaughtered, and drive a stick shift like Dale Earnhardt. She could make a feast out of squirrels, turtles, and lettuce wilted with hot grease. She managed a college cafeteria, raised kids, and helped keep our family farm going all at the same time. Mom taught me how to stash away a few dollars here and there to help build up an emergency fund for the days when our financial world fell apart. She would correct us with a soft voice that could wield a sharp tongue, and when needed, accent those words with a quick whack of a wooden spoon. Mom was never to be underestimated. With the strength of Goliath, she could hoist Dad up when he fell. She could take in her wary adult children when they failed, and care for her elderly parents as they withered away in their old age. Mom was also mischievous. It's hard to forget catching her one day in the kitchen, spiking her glass of Diet Pepsi with a good splash of Canadian whiskey from a bottle she had hidden in the cupboard. She sported a sheepish grin when she turned and saw me, saying, "Shh, it's for medicinal purposes only." Through disappointments, Mom steeled herself and met those frustrations with a determined smile. She proudly marched through life with confidence and pride, knowing if she did not know how to do something, she knew she could find a way to figure it out. Despite being gone from this world for the better part of a decade, her legacy lives on with those of us who knew her best. And it is to that spirit I say, Happy Mother's Day, Mom. We will always love you.